So, we got Avengers Doomsday coming out later this year, 11 months in December. We've got the multiverse saga ending. We've got the debut of Doctor Doom, played controversially by RDJ. RDJ, Doctor Doom. RDJ, Iron Man. Multiverse saga coming to an end. You would think it'd be the most obvious thing in the world to have them be connected. But for some reason it's not. At least that's according to a pretty big insider on films named John Campia, who did this report a day or two ago. And he said that they will not explain why Tony Stark and Victor Von Doom look exactly alike. What? But like, why? That's the most obvious thing in the world. I've seen so many theories online about why he would look exactly like him. One being the 2012 Avengers Tony Stark, who had a heart attack from Ant-Man and the Avengers doing their time heist, went on to become Doctor Doom. Not really a fan of that one. But what I'm really not a fan of is RDJ's Tony Stark being Victor Von Doom all along, but Kang somehow manipulated the timeline to make him Tony Stark because of the real life legal issues of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men and Spider-Man and Blade not being able to be used from Marvel Studios. I don't like that one. That just feels like it demeans Tony Stark's sacrifice, diminishes the impact that Tony Stark, that Iron Man had within the MCU, being essentially the heart and soul of the damn thing and a beloved character. That one just doesn't feel right. Essentially, they're not going to explain it in Doomsday, but they will in Secret Wars. Okay, we know as an audience that they're played by the same person. We know as outsiders looking in that that's the same dude, that's the same dude. That'd be kind of a hard thing to explain if you see his face already. Maybe they do go the comic route of not showing his face for a long time, and we get a Thanos Infinity War type moment where at the very end of this film, like at the very end of Infinity War, he just sits down on a throne, takes off the mask, and we see the face of Robert Downey Jr. Could it be damaged? Could it not be? We've heard conflicting reports about that, but I would imagine you would at least have the guy's face one time in the scene. RDJ is not a cheap actor to get, and especially going full-blown panic mode of getting the guy back for the next Avengers movie because the MCU is not doing the greatest right now. It's having a bit of a resurgence, having a bit of a pickup, but for a while it wasn't doing the most great. So kind of understandable hitting the panic button. You bring back the best directors, you bring back the best actors, you bring back the heart and soul of the universe, and it just becomes a mind-blowing moment. I don't know how I feel about this though. I feel like that's very odd if they don't explain it. If they do in Secret Wars, cool. But Doomsday is having a lot of expectations. I feel like Secret Wars is going to have even way more as it is. I feel like Doomsday is going to be the food before the dessert. And the dessert is going to be the best ice cream ever. Because Secret Wars has all the possibility in the world to be one of the best movies ever. I have a feeling it's going to be the highest grossing film of all time. If they're not going to explain the connection, keep the mask on the whole time. That would make the most sense, and do the thing that I said and take it off at the very end to only where the audience can see and we see the Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. face. That would just make the most sense. I'm one of the few people that's very cautiously optimistic about this whole Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, as Victor Von Doom, because the directors did say that he is going to be Victor Von Doom, not a variant of Tony Stark. Although I do have a feeling, whether it be Doomsday or Secret Wars or both, we are going to get a confrontation between some kind of multiversal variant of Iron Man and this version of Doctor Doom, face to face with the same face. What do you think about this decision? I think it's a bit of an odd one, but hell, prove me wrong in 11 months. Should I keep this background or should I go back to the other one? You tell me. Stay safe, stay sexy.